I'm gonna go and tell y'all what's up. Chico is scared, because the Lakers got to play Wemby tonight. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. We also are gonna talk about the CFP bracket that came out yesterday. Of course, Colorado getting ready to hit West Virginia. It is the morning run.
Good morning to the runners out there. Make sure you mount up. This is the morning run. Uncle Neely, Dukes the Scoop, Big Dog Chico, giving you your weekday vibes each and every morning, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 12 noon, 1 p.m., 7 a.m. I'll wait for Unc to correct me right there, just in case times change and stuff like that. You know, I'm all discombobulated out here in Hawaii,
Yeah,
but we're
what time
live
is
and direct.
what
It's
time
8
is it out there?
a.m. It's 8 a.m. now, Hawaii time.
Okay, you got an extra hour of sleep now.
I got an extra hour to do my daggone thing. So we up in here live and direct. I'm ready to go. I'm all lubricated, as Unc would say. And we got some things to talk about. A lot of things to talk about today, man. NFL trades, NBA, college football, and of course, Coach Prime news, which we'll break down for you only the way that we can. Duke the Scoop, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Uncle Neely, how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing well, Chico. I got a question to ask you. What have you been doing with that extra hour? You sleep, get a little breakfast in, a workout. What do you do with that extra hour?
I'd rather not say.
Oh, you tied up.
I'd just rather not say. No comment. I plead the fifth. All right. That's all.
Boy,
I just try to prepare for the show. That's what I try to do, you know.
Boy, Chico,
Try to,
Chico plead the 6th and the 9th, boy.
I'm glad I missed that comment. What's going on though, man? What's up? What's big in the news that caught y'all attention?
Jerry, I guess the biggest thing for me is when we got off the air, Jerry wasn't lying. He had one more.
Yeah. Yesterday
He
we were
was
talking
right,
about
yeah.
some moves that we
Yeah.
thought Jerry had made, and we said it wasn't going to be enough just bringing over the linebacker. Then as soon as we got off, it was announced that they're bringing over Quentin Williams. That's a big time, or could be a big time potential starter right there. I want to get you guys' take on that. What do y'all think about that trade?
No, hell of a move, man. Now at the end of the day, Chico, is he going to augment and better the defensive line, which should better stop the run, which should better get pressure to the quarterback? Yes. Problem with my Cowboys defense is we got problems with all three levels. So you bring in a new D lineman, you bring in a new linebacker, but somehow the corners and safeties gonna have to step up too, because that over the top nonsense all has to stop. But this is I don't think bringing in Quinlan is going to solve all the problems, but it certainly makes your organization better from a defensive standpoint, because he's still got a lot of gas in the tank. Been a recent Pro Bowler, been a recent All Pro. He can play ball. And on the flip side of that coin, you can just see that this is a continued narrative when you look at the Jets and Sauce Gardner, the Jets and Quinlan Williams, that they just like, okay, fire sale, we out of this year.
Jets, most definitely. Dukes, what you're thinking?
I thought it was a good trade. I don't know how much it helped you this year, but as far as playoffs, but I think it can be like a really, really good. He's a good building block, man. He's a really good player. Pro Bowl potential. You help. I know Uncle Neely feel like Michael Parsons didn't leave a void much, but I feel like there's something. I think now for sure that void is gone. If it wasn't filled before, I think, and I was listening to a show this morning, and they were saying how individual players don't make a defense good, but the sum of the whole can make a defense good. Like Quentin Williams, the Jets weren't great against the run last year because they had Quentin Williams. But when they had Leonard Williams and Quentin Williams, it was a different story. So you put Quentin Williams with a Kenny Clark. I forgot the other guy's name, but they got three really good guys who could play the three. They could play the 0-3 or the 5 technique. So I think it gives you the D coordinator some options. So I think that was more of a chess piece move because you could play him in so many different places. So whether you want to play more of a 3-4 or 4-3, this guy can play. He could he's athletic enough to play a strong side defensive end and a heavy front. So I think it was a great pickup. I even think the backer from the Bengals was a good pickup. I just didn't think that he was the guy that Jerry Jones should have been all smug about. But Jerry Jones knew what he was talking about for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he was the guy that Jerry Jones was talking about either. But at the end of the day, it's a great pickup. You bring in 2 established starters for the Cowboys. I think that'll be wonderful. I was about to say, did these 2 text each other? Hey, we just gonna get up at the same time and walk out.
Nah, man, I was wondering what was different. Man, I woke up late, man. I forgot to turn my light on.
Oh, okay. Well, hey man, at the end of the day, Cowboys, 3-5-1. They still feel like they can make a push. So you go 2 guys, like I said, that are proven veteran guys who former Pro Bowlers and things of that nature, who really productive guys you can bring in and plug and play pretty much on your defense. I think it was a great move for the Cowboys, showing that they're not giving up. Jerry Jones goes all in, give up a couple draft picks. He's going all in to bring in, improve this defense because, as you guys said, this is like number 1 offense in the NFL.
Yeah, and I'm still gonna. At the end of the day, I'm optimistic because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm gonna still land where Duke's landed, even though we took different routes, GPS to get there. I don't know if either one of these pickups, because of the margin of error or the amount that you're behind in the NFC, I don't know if either one of them necessarily increase your odds of making the playoffs. And that's no disrespect to them. It is what happened before they even got there. You're sitting behind 500 now, coming up on the bye week. Then the Raiders come. You go to the Raiders. You got some tough games ahead of that, like after that, Kansas City on Thanksgiving, et cetera, et cetera. And then because everybody else is playing so well, quote unquote, in the NFC, you really could run out of space just to get to the wild card.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. I know Cowboys fans got to be excited. And sometimes, like we said, even though it may not be like a home run, sometimes you want to see just some positive momentum. It can do a lot for a fan base. So I thought that was cool on Jerry Jones because those people really, really upset about the Michael Parsons trade. I mean, a lot of Cowboys fans were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as they probably should be, but that's still okay. Williams, 3rd-round pick in 2019 draft, 2022 Pro Bowler, All
he was
Pro.
number three overall.
I said 3rd overall, right?
He said 3rd round.
Oh, 3rd overall. Sorry about that. I can missay some words sometimes. Well, going to the South Gardner, going to the Colts. How about that?
That's who should have went to Dallas. But the price tag was a little high.
I was going to ask, would you have been happy about that one, Unc? Had he come to the Cowboys?
Man. In fact, I would trade with you right now because, again, I think when you have a quote unquote bad defense, there's problems everywhere. There's holes everywhere. There's surgery everywhere. There's band-aids everywhere. But I think that improving the back end of it, the secondary and the safety play, is probably going to get you more success than improving the D-line play. So I certainly would prefer a Sauce over Quinlan. And that's not taking nothing from the 3rd round, from the 3rd overall pick just a few years ago. It's just where the immediate urgent need is for this team. I would have thought a bit more in the secondary than up front.
Yeah, and you look at the price tag. Now, it's a guy that's out there that could help the Cowboys. Sante Samuel Jr. just got cleared. I think his first visit is going to be to the Panthers, and he's got the Vikings schedule. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Cowboys try to get on his list and try to make a play. He had I forgot what the injury was, but he just got cleared, and he's already lining up free agent visits. So that's someone who could potentially help. But back to Sauce Gardner, when you look at the way he entered the league, it looked like he was the top corner in the league his first 2 years. Now, unquestioned, the top corner in the league plays in Denver. But can Sauce get back in that All-Pro conversation? So we'll see how that pans out with the pass rush and the defense that Indianapolis have. They got another good corner that's injured right now, so they could be the best. on paper, this should be the best tandem in the league next year. But I will say this. Sauce will turn up the other corner because nobody was talking about DJ Reed at first. But DJ Reed ended up being one of the biggest free agent pickups last year at playing on the other side of Sauce. So I think he has the ability that people want to throw away from him when he gets in that mode, and that lets the other corners be more successful. So we'll see his overall impact with the Colts.
And the Colts are already a good damn team. And so one thing about it is like he ain't gonna make them worse. He's only gonna make them better. And they're sitting at 2 losses or something like that. So I mean their arrow is exponentially pointing up, and they just added another layer of get better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at this point, Chico, and this ain't no slight when I say at this point, I'm really just saying, hell, if I'm Jerry, I'm calling Shiloh and see what kind of shape he in.
I'm kind of surprised he haven't. Well, I don't know, but if he haven't gotten any calls, I'm kind of surprised at that. For Shiloh to not get any calls. So, but at this point, I think Shiloh might be like, man, you know what? Rather than trying to be a runny lot, shit, I could be a Jake Paul. You feel me? I could be Kyson Knott with what he's doing without putting my body through all that extraness. Shoot, I can get the same brand deals, if not more, by using my personality, my smile, and keeping my health, dog. Hey,
which is why I said, hey, what kind of shape you in, big head? What you doing?
If you were Shallow, Dukes, what would you do? If somebody called you right now, what would you do?
I don't know.
Okay, good answer. Hit or miss? Eagles reloaded their defense, brought in Phillips from Miami. Is that hit or miss for the Eagles?
Hit.
Hit.
Yeah, I think when Josh Sweat left, they thought they were going to be able to make up. You lose Brandon Graham, who had been there forever. Then you lose Josh Sweat. What's my man? To go. I hate to say go with Cash Doll. Darius Smith. He retired. So and then Nola Smith has an injury. So and then by the time he gets back, he's not the same player yet. So you do need that in order for that defense to work. You got to get to the quarterback. So I think they feel good about what they have on the interior defensive line. But as far as the edge rushers, they needed some help. So by being able to get another former first round, I think Jalen Phillips might have went 19 if I'm mistaken. But somewhere in the teams, I'm pretty sure to be able to get another former first rounder who has some juice left and that shows some promise for the price that you got him at, just lets you know that Howie Roseman, the GM at the Eagles, I wish he was my GM because every year he is definitely trying to get that team better, even with his draft pick. So you look at how loaded they are. You get 2 starting corners, and now they say, you know what? We know we've got 2 young starting corners. We like our safeties. Let's go get a nickel back. Now you got 2 corners. You got Kelly Ringo. You got I forgot the other kid's name, but you got 2 guys who you spent pretty good draft capital on that you feel like, you know what? Maybe we can get a little better. So then you go get Jair Alexander. Like there's a lot of talent on that team, and they continue to stockpile. And that's why they're continuously in the conversation for coming out of the NFC.
The Jets, as we just talked about, got rid of some veteran players. They got some draft picks also for the next couple of years. No QB plan. They're rebuilding though. That a hit or miss on their end.
Well, based on the current record, it's a hit because they weren't going nowhere, no way. So you might as well cash out and be like, hey guys, I catch y'all next week. This the weekly poker game, and it just ain't going your way. Ain't no need forcing no chips. Just be like, hey man, cash me out, dog. I'm gonna give it y'all next week. And that's what they done because they weren't gonna make any kind of noise in the AFC as far as playoffs go this year, regardless, because they got again so many deficiencies in so many areas. And it's one of those things where you talk about a coaching hot seat or not. You can't turn up the heat on the coach's seat because this is him just getting there to right the ship. So it's really the only play you had as far as trying to guarantee wins in the future is to get better for the future because there was nothing you could do, right now to turn that ship around. And I say this to Dukes, man. I love my brother Dukes in the ATL. But you got a general manager down there that don't have the same last name as your owner. Let me get the Eagles general manager, man. My general manager last name Jones, the president last name Jones, the CEO last name Jones, and all three of them first name Jerry too.
Man, yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel your pain, man. We might have to do like a Cowboys Falcons show and just sit on and really just talk about misery back and forth, and then and fight a little bit at the end when y'all talk about y'all rings in the 90s. Like,
Yeah, because misery show love company.
what you talking about? We both gonna going to Hawaii.
No,
And we ain't going to the Island Chico. On.
yeah, because we don't want no misery out here, big dog. We good. 3-5 Falcons. Any significant move the Falcons made?
Yeah, they cut the kicker.
Cut the kicker.
He missed that extra point. He shouldn't even been there. They so basically this is what the Falcons did. The Falcons, instead of cutting Young Wei Koo when they should have, and we saw that he wasn't the same guy, and having a real kicker competition, they brought in a guy from like an NFL kicker camp and let him be like the competition. Koo wins the job because he wasn't even going against nobody for real. Nobody with no real NFL experience. He wins the job. He's the same Koo. God bless him. We all love Young Wei Koo, aka my little young ho Koo. That's what they call it in Atlanta. All right. But they should have been finished with that. So that's how you get stuck with a guy. Basically, you shop in the clearance rack to find a kicker when a lot of the games in the NFL are decided by 4 points or less. Well, that's an extra point in the field goal, and now extra points are 35-yard field goals now. So you got to have somebody consistent at least from 35 and in. And so when you lose a game, now they're being reactive on everything because the pressure's on. I'm telling you, every week they talking about firing this man Raheem Morris, and usually when those chants start to get loud, something happens sooner than later. So tough situation being a Falcons fan, but in the words of the great philosopher Clifford Harris, aka T.I., we wear Falcons jerseys even if they never win a game.
Shout out to TIP. One of the things Coach Prime has stressed with Mata over the years, but this offseason exponentially and this season exponentially, because Mata has gotten stronger with his leg and does have more distance now. And Coach is like, hey, dog, I don't want to put you in a situation where you 50-50 at a 60-yard when I can put you in a situation where you're 100% at 35 yards because the next level want that 100%. So instead of shifting, your outcomes even by a margin, stick with that range where you are deadly from, because adding distance is not going to be the thing that gets you to the NFL. 100% accuracy is what's going to get you to the NFL.
Right. Yeah, I know if I get this ball in the red zone, we gonna score. I know we got three. We got three.
And then he's automatic, as he just set the record, as we talked about last show, for the most consecutive PATs made, which is what Mata's been doing. That shows that consistency also, and that's what the NFL wants to see. Sure-handed, sure-footed guys.
Yeah, well said, Chico. Very timely. I mean, like you look with what you asked Dukes about ATL, and Duke's answer is essentially a guy got cut the same weekend for missing a PAT, which is the very same weekend that Mata set the record for most consecutive PATs.
Wouldn't that be something to have Mata back in Georgia in the ATL?
No, for sure. But they'll love Mata here.
I bet you they would too, man. He got a history there. 3 state championship field goals, he said. So hey, long history. But let's go to Shadur Sanders with the Browns, as the Falcons didn't make any major moves. The Browns didn't either. A lot of people were speculating that the Browns might trade Shadur Sanders, but he's still there in Browns uniform. Talk about that and his outlook for the rest of the season. And what do you think the Browns trying to do? Are they trying to win the rest of the season, or just basically see what Dylan does, and if he loses, he loses. We still got those 2 first-round draft picks.
Man, so it's always difficult, Chico, to answer any questions about the Browns because they're so damn goofy. It's you try to use football logic and apply it to them, but you can't use football logic and apply it to them. So let me just try the best I can to make it make sense. At one point, Dukes, we were not necessarily in agreement, but in understanding that you had to put Dylan out there first because that's the order you drafted him in. I get that. That's where your money is. But at some point, even this season, I'm not saying you're going to go to the point of the Jets and just have a fire sale and be done with and just, we're not even going to try. Right now, they're still trying. Uh, you probably, man, like just logic. Like when they asked Coach Prime yesterday, about, hey, what helped you make the decision about Juju? And he said common sense.
All right.
It's like at some point, Browns, common sense just got to kick in here. And like, how do you go another Dylan Gabriel loss? I mean, where you can really put the loss on him because the offense just ain't moving before you just go, you know what? We do have another guy. And let's say the other guy wasn't even Shadur. I'm just talking about logical, like common
Mm-hmm.
sense standpoint. Now, when you add into that the other guy is Shadur, you telling me that we got a guy on the bench that can win the Johnny Unitas award less than a year ago, can break 15 Colorado records in a season, less than a year ago, can set the record for the highest completion rate in NCAA history, not the season, in the history of the forward pass. But he ain't good enough to play for the Browns or get a try? Like it defies common sense and logic.
Yeah.
Well, I would say as my older grandma, auntie, or mother would say, bless your heart, because you giving them you just automatically giving them common sense. Everybody don't have common sense.
Mhm.
You know what they say, right?
They say, Duke,
Common sense ain't coming.
It ain't.
common
I'll
sense
tell
ain't
you
coming.
another thing too, man. Pride comes before the fall. That's in the Bible somewhere. I don't know the verse of the chapter, but
A
you
hearty
also put
spirit.
yourself in a position you had to say I was wrong.
Oh, for sure.
And I think that there is some illogical, but I think there is some grounding or standing that they're trying to prevent having to do that. That, hey man, if we put that dude out there and he
Right.
tear this thing up, we gotta say we was crazy, we was wrong.
Right. Right.
That's right. How many people gonna step up to the plate to say they're crazy and I was wrong? Other than me,
Not a lot of billionaires do that, Chico.
I'm definitely not a billionaire yet, but when I become
I
one,
love
I
that. I
will
love
step up
that,
and
Chico.
say,
Hell yeah. Speak it into existence, Chico.
I'm right. No doubt. Most definitely. Hey, do y'all think, just switch gears real quick, do y'all think Indiana should be ranked number 1 in the college football rankings right now?
Nah.
Say it with your chest. Hell no.
No, I'm just saying. I think Ohio State. I mean, they passed the eye test. They got at the time they had a great win. Indiana has a better win than them, but I just think
Yeah.
that's the part. That's the part where the eye test works.
I'm gonna tell you, man, when they dropped this last night, I watched the show with the unveiling, Joey Galloway and those guys, and I love how they see it for the first time when we see it, or at least that's how the show is promoted. Uh, I didn't have too much or any heartburn with this list. Maybe Utah, and that's a little biased because I sat there and watched them play like everybody else did in the nation, but being there like and I could see them being up one or two. They got the same records as a couple of guys in front of them.
Mm.
But as far as Indiana being number two, I think that the way this thing works, and you have to structure it for the base. Yes, who you play, who you beat, all that, but you're making a call about right now. And I think right now they are two, because guess what you got ahead? Like Ohio, a lot of these teams still got a lot of people on this list are going to play each other in their conference championships, and that's going to change the list. Indiana has a chance to become number one in this list, but I don't think when you were measuring it last night, that they are ahead of Ohio State. And I think Texas got a little favoritism too.
Yeah. What you thinking, Dukes? You going through
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
your
I'm
notes
looking at
right
the
there,
schedule.
whatever.
I'm looking at the schedule. They got Penn State left, Wisconsin left, Purdue left, and then let's see what Ohio State got left. Ohio State has They got Purdue, UCLA, and Rutgers. And then
But then
plus
they
they got
got, but right
Michigan
now they'll be Ohio State in
and
the conference
Michigan.
championship, though, right?
Yep. They're on the same side, right? In the Big Ten. Is that how that
I'm not
works?
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
That up. But yeah, no, I just
If
think
it
I
if
was
it's
thinking.
state, oh, go ahead, Duke.
I appreciate it. Now, what I was gonna say was, when you watch Ohio State, all right, now Indiana, they've got a lot. They don't have as much name brand talent as Ohio State, right? But they got a very talented team. They play well together. When you just go look at the NFL mock draft, now I don't know if it's Ohio State bias, but man, they are loaded, bro. Like seriously, nobody thought Julian Sand was going to beat. A lot of people thought he wasn't that good, and now they're saying, okay, maybe it's the wide receivers, but you can't discount the job that he's doing. When you look at the defense, when Caleb Downs, who people for 2 years have been saying is probably the best defender in college football, when he may not be the first defender drafted on his own team in college, and they say that he's the best player. I don't know if y'all seen Arvell Reese yet?
Arvell Reese
came out the blue, 6'4", 240, gonna run 4-4, smacking everything, playing linebacker. Then next to him, you got another 6'4" backer in Sonny Styles, who if he doesn't run a 4-4 at the combine, I'm gonna run a 4-4 at the combine. That's how sure I am. That's what he gonna run. When you look at the corners, then you look at Carnell Tate, and then you realize he's a number 1 receiver. He's a first round pick himself. And the only reason that he's going to go first this year, he's going to be the first receiver taken, is because probably one of the best wide receivers we've seen in the past 25 years is a sophomore on that team. They loaded, bro. Like that, and that's why I feel like it's not. And I'm gonna argue the eye test when I talk about Miami, because Miami should be higher than I think they deserve to be higher based on them beating Notre Dame and Notre Dame being 8 slots higher than them. But Indiana and Ohio State is a flip and a flop, right? It's not like Indiana is number 10 and Ohio State is 1. So I can kind of agree with the eye test. And it's not like I'm some huge Ohio State fan. I'm just calling the facts a fact. That team is loaded.
Real quick prediction. If it stays the same, Georgia versus Memphis.
Georgia.
Oregon versus Texas Tech.
Oregon.
Virginia, Ole Miss.
I'm gonna go Virginia.
BYU, Notre Dame.
I'm gonna BYU.
Okay, all right, got a little bit of difference right there. Okay, I'm going to say this right here in that bottom bracket right there. I'm going to say Ole Miss beats Virginia, then they beat Texas A&M, and then whoever's there. I think Ole Miss gonna find a way, and Lane Kiffin's gonna find a way to get them boys there. While they're talking about he might leave and stuff, and Dukes even said he don't think that they can win at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin said he heard it, and he got something to prove. You bought it. He bought it. Oh,
yeah,
no,
let me be honest with you. Why I picked Virginia?
Talk to us.
By the time all that takes place, I'm gonna be home back in Jackson, and I can't put up with Ole Miss fans like that. So I need I can't go to the bar and hear all that crap. So let me I hit my player hate switch.
So you telling me you don't like the Rebel Flags? Put them up high. You don't like the Rebel Flags? Dukes, you don't like the Rebel Flags? Hey. We're going to see how this pans out. All right, let's go to the next one then.
But real quick before you shift off that, man.
No more Rebel Flags.
And of course, we got a lot of football to play. But everybody makes this assumption, right, that the top 12 are who go in. When really it's around the top 9 or 10, because when you look at conference parity and people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that's when you have to pull in that person from the group of 5. So shout out to Memphis for being positioned to be there, because that could easily be a UAB, a San Diego State. I mean, the list goes on and on. And so for Memphis, who, much like Indiana, but to a lesser degree, is a quote unquote basketball school as far as what it's known for. For them to be right now, if it ended, would be in the top 12. They got to build a program there, Chico.
I'm right. I don't
And
think
they
they beat us
oh,
one time at UAB though, but shout out to them.
I tell you what, I think they play Tulane this weekend. That's the game. That's down to
Yeah,
the group of
I
five slot.
Their
Dukes, I
coach could
agree
be
with
out of there
you.
too.
That's
Who?
like part of the reason I mentioned it. When you put that list back up, Chico, not the bracket list, not the top, yeah, no, the bracket. Yep, everybody on there
Yeah,
could have a mess up and still be on there somewhere. Memphis can't.
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
Like the pressure is on them to keep that 12 spot.
Mm.
Right.
BYU gonna be there, Indiana gonna be there, Ole Miss go like the list goes on and on. Memphis got to play ball,
Memphis and Virginia.
or somebody replaces them.
Yeah, them two.
And I
Yeah, them
think
the
who's
last two
behind them
in.
is like the Texases and the Utahs and somebody else.
Yeah, with that what I was gonna say, with the there's some big games still left too. That's gonna make this last month. And I always talked about when I talk about the Auburn stuff, as far as what Auburn fans want, they want to be relevant in November. Like it's been a long time since like right now when this comes out, Auburn is an afterthought again. And I think that's important. Like you want to be at least be relevant in November. This year, Colorado's an afterthought. This is the time that you want to be relevant. So I
Great
think
point.
you'll see both of those staffs go crazy in the offseason to try to make sure you're relevant in November.
Dukes in your wheelhouse, real quick, because this kind of goes back to me. Put your red circles in the chat. Auburn named um, Coach Derek Nix as their offensive play caller. And fun fact, Coach Derek Nix recruited me when I was when he was at Southern Miss. He was the running back there. And when I went to Southern Miss on a visit, they put me with him. And you talk about still making an impact, made an impact on me all these times. Great guy, stand up guy. Like I could tell. I saw the projection of him being a coach. I could see him being a head coach. What do you think about him being named as the guy that's calling the plays for the Auburn Tigers?
I think it's a really a good. I think it's a good career step for him. This will be the first time that he's the guy at this level calling the plays. He's a long-time Ole Miss running back coach. I believe he was a co-OC. But of course, since Lane Kiffin's been there, he's been the guy as far as calling it when he was with Hugh. The first time, of course, Hugh was calling it. He was calling it this year. Now, even with him being the OC, DJ Durkin came in and said, "Look, we all got the same plays. It's really about who's calling them. The plays are the plays. The offense is the offense. It's who calls them and how you execute them. And I think that's something, and it gets that simple. Like offense is a lot more about execution than it is the scheme sometimes. So I think that's what DJ Durkin said. And out of the guys that he had available to use, I mean, you got Marcus Davis, wide receiver coach. You got Kent Austin, who's a quarterback coach, who's called it in the CFL. He's a lifelong football guy. A lot of people thought it was going to be Kent Austin. So giving that opportunity to Derek Nix was big. And you may have seen Lane Kiffin trolling Auburn a little bit because, he left Ole Miss to go to Auburn. And he was like, bro, you left it, not even call the plays. Why you ain't even calling the plays? Why would you do that? That's what he was saying. So yesterday, when he retweeted it, Lane Kiffin retweeted DJ Durkin's introductory press conference where he introduced Nix. It kind of like a tongue-in-cheek response, like, "Yeah, that's what it should have been in the first place." So now it's definitely a big career move to see if he can be the guy who can unlock the potential of Auburn's offense.
Nice, like that. Shout out to Lane Kiffin too.
Yeah,
Kind of
Lane,
giving him
Lane,
that
Lane
stamp.
be on BS, bro.
Lane will be playing. You saw when the player came up after the game and he was like, "Yeah, he was talking smack to me the whole time. We beat us." Like,
Right.
hey man, Lane got some points right there from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna see if I'm gonna be able to get the SEC some points when all this dust settles because there's gonna be some more openings and it's been too long since a brother was a head coach in the SEC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, shall see, Bob. We shall see. Let's get to where there is a brother as the head coach. That's the Colorado Buffaloes.
Hey, speaking of brothers that's ahead, my brother, my frat brother from Tuskegee, Gamma Epsilon chapter, just got elected mayor of Selma, Alabama, your hometown.
I was just
But what they say, your gases are flabbered.
they are. Like, what, did I send you my notes or something?
No, I know him and saw the headline go across my feed.
Well, shout out to my cousin Johnny Skip Moss, just being
Yeah.
sworn in as the mayor
I didn't know
of
he's your
Selma,
cousin.
Alabama.
I know him as Skip.
Yeah.
I went over
Get the hell out of
90.
here!
I went over
How did you
91 at
know him?
Jackson State, and he's 92 at Tuskegee.
Yes, that's who when I told y'all I went to Tuskegee homecoming. That's who
Oh,
took me.
small. Yeah, well, I know damn well you weren't recruited then. Like I
I'm
said,
telling you.
because I know Skip. Skip boy recruit you.
Get the hell out of here,
He
dog.
needed a driver.
I'm about to send this to him. Though. He got to watch the show, man. Shout out to Skip, man. That's who I went to Tuskegee homecoming with. Since he's a mayor now,
Yeah,
none of
you
those
didn't say his
things will be.
name. All this time you done told me this story. You never said his name. You just like I went
Wow,
to Tuskegee with my cousin, one of your frat brothers. But yeah, I
that
saw
is
you won last night.
crazy.
That joker done got grayer than me, boy. They hit gray.
Did it, man? Did it? When you don't see anybody for a while, then you see him and they got the great. Like I saw Obama the other day. He fully gray now.
Yeah.
Like damn, yeah, man. Shout out to Skip, man. Small damn world. You just make me feel proud right there, huh?
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Great
Yeah.
job.
I was gonna mention that too, because y'all frat brothers. That's crazy. Okay. Well, let's go to Colorado football, dog. Where they have a new quarterback getting ready to head over there to play West Virginia. Another one of my cousins, who's the cornerbacks coach, who Unc said he's gonna go say something to, but very nice to mention my name and smile and shake his hand like this and look him in his eyes. That's what he said he's gonna do. But
I can't wait for his response.
he's a
He's
good
gonna be
guy. He's
something
not
close
like
to,
me.
man. It's gonna be something close to, man. We don't claim Chico.
Hey man, but they'll be facing off against Julian Lewis, who's been named the starting quarterback. Dukes, you covered this. Uncle Neely's been right there seeing it firsthand. Let's get you guys' thoughts on the new QB for the Colorado Buffaloes.
I yield to homeboy Dukes who are representing the ATL.
Oh, now, Shouty.
Yeah, I think I think it's an exciting opportunity, not just for this year, but for next year. I think he's been a guy who's used to the lights from watching him when he was young to the now. He's always played against the best competition. I think I mentioned this yesterday. You can't compare the competition that he played with in Atlanta to this. But when if you just say, okay, let's look at the sample size. Have you ever seen him be shook or shaken? I haven't. And people like to mention the game that he had against Tyler Atkinson in the state championship game last year. He was playing that with a broken hand. So I think just toughness and him being able to be who he is, regardless of the circumstance, I think it bode well for him. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, they got this saying out there, Chico Dukes runners, called trust the process. And I'm gonna flip it real quick to trust Prime. Because one thing Coach Prime knows, having played at each level at a high level, is he knows readiness when he sees it, and he knows how to put people in at the best opportunity for them. And I think even if you look at the few reps that Juju got against Delaware, and then the few reps that he got against Arizona, you can see difference in play right there, difference in confidence right there. And earlier on, when people were saying, "Hey, well, why don't we quote unquote go to Juju?" Coach Prime knew it wasn't time yet. And as the universe works, Chico, when you said about in so many words claiming to be a billionaire, one of the things you have to believe when you work and have faith is that the universe is conspiring in your best interest.
Yes, sir. With the
And
best
so when
one.
things don't necessarily go according to your timing, you have to accept that the timing is going to still be good.
Mm-hmm.
And who would have thought that at the very part of the season, from a practice standpoint, that Juju has proven his readiness, that their very next game or so after that, Salter has a bad game, Staub goes in the second, throws two back-to-back interceptions, and now here's your opportunity.
Right.
And the universe was looking out for that not happening week 1 or 2 or 3. That it happened when he was at the peak of his readiness. I'm looking forward to it. I know the fan base is looking forward to it. It'll be a good barometer and eye test for not just the next 2 games after it, but for next season as well. Because one of those games next season, whether it is week 1 or week 2, because it's going to be around Labor Day, the Colorado Buffs with Juju will be traveling to Atlanta to play Georgia Tech because we got a home and home deal with them. And so you don't want to like look ahead, but there's some exciting times in this program when you look at the receiver room and his youth, you look at the quarterback and his youth, you look at the linebackers, the cornerbacks and safeties. You know, there's some of the younger guys been injured this year. This team is definitely positioned to be much, much, much better next year. And as y'all know in football, man, it all starts with who you got under center in the QB room. And we get our first full game look at Juju. Only caveat being, uh, in my mind, and when it rains, it does rain on both teams. There's a 75% chance of rain Saturday. We'll see what time of day that 75% rain is, but this really could turn into, instead of a introduction of Juju to the collegiate world, it could come down to a running game depending on the conditions and the weather.
And I think that'll help Juju in his first start to be able to lean on that run game, to have a productive run game, and to find an identity behind that offensive line. I think this is an opportunity to put a couple of tight ends or a couple of offensive linemen into the ball game as tight ends, and just see if you can lean on this West Virginia defense and run the ball behind with Michael Welch and the other running backs, and kind of protect Juju, but allow him to take his spots, pick his spots to throw the ball downfield and to get comfortable in the ball game. And that's
It
going to
could
help.
it could create a somewhere between a Robert Ory and a Steph Curry situation. What I mean by that is we could
Right.
end up having to run the ball so much that you only get this one chance at a deep shot. And if you got one shot to make, I want Curry or big shot Bob taking it, just like you
That's
saw with
right.
Juju in that one shot he took, dropping that dime in the bucket. So if we have to run the ball and the defense has to commit to the run because it's raining, it's sloppy, who better than this bravado freshman who don't know no better than to be scared or not taking a shot downfield, and that one score right there could be the difference of the game if it rains like they're saying it's going to rain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he can handle it. He's ready for it. Ready for the spotlight. Never seemed to be too big for the guy. Like you said, he's at this peak now to where he's been performing at practice. He's as Coach Prime said in the meeting, he's talking to his teammates a lot more vocal. I think that shows confidence. And also I think, once a guy like him gets into the game and knows that he's really involved and he could take control, he could do his thing, that's when that vocalness start coming out a lot more and his teammate sees it, and that's when they can galvanize
Chico,
around it.
you've run with the ones, because you were a starter, but you also earned your way up and have run with the twos before, and probably been on the scout team before, and you know that the scout team QB is really out there pretty much doing what the coaches tell you to do. You're not doing a lot of improvising because you're trying to give a look.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you're in a position where you may not yell at a guy for not doing his job or coach a guy up or move him to the right spot because you're really just mimicking. And what you've seen in practice over the months, the weeks, the days, is no matter what unit Juju was out there, like becoming more and more vocal. On the sideline being vocal, whether that's encouragement or chastisement. And so what I would say to the fan base out there is that there is no better time this year than right now for him to get this opportunity because this is the best he's been this year right now.
Yes, sir. Dukes, what you
No, I
think?
agree.
Anything else? Okay.
I agree for sure.
Juju era begins. Time for the freshman flamethrower. Time for let me stop. Uh hey. A lot of reports out there saying that, to decode what Coach Prime was saying, or even not to decode, just to listen and to break down what he's saying, that possibly was already a change on the staff somewhere as far as duties goes. And the report comes out today saying that the change was made that Brett Bartolone was the play caller for the last game. Not sure how true that is. Not sure if Unc want to disclose any information on that. But what are y'all thoughts about that article being out today?
I haven't seen the article, and I'm not going to respond to the article. I just respond to what Coach Prime has said all along. A lot of times y'all shooting at the wrong person, and a lot of times you just don't ask the right question. I teased with it the other day. When I say tease, I mean like picking at, joking with Chico the other day, and I was asking him like, "Hey, well, Chico, do you know who was calling the plays?" Like I think we're making some assumptions here, and so Coach Brett has been in a role as not just tight end coach, but an offensive mind to get the offense going, to be a helpmate with Coach Pat Shermer. All of this season. That has been his role. Just like you have people who are run game coordinators, not just a position coach, or Coach Sapp, who's the pass rush coordinator, not just a position coach. So that extra think tank, that extra mindset, the extra eyeballs has always been there.
There you go, people. Y'all, as far as the speculations go, why speculate when you can just ask, as Uncle Neely just said.
But the crazy, I will say this. Let's say it was Bartolone, and people, and let's say the article is right. How much it didn't look much different than the week before. So it's like really just you looking for somebody to blame. That's all.
That's certainly Duke's what the outside is looking for. It's the mob mentality. Like I said the other day, somebody got to get on this cross, and we're gonna put somebody on it. So give us a name.
Yeah.
When facts be damned, like they're not interested in the facts. They just need a body. And then it's also like what you said earlier, Dukes. I forget who you were attributing. Oh, Auburn. You were attributing to Auburn. At this point in the season, the playbook is the playbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach Derek Big.
Nobody's installing a different playbook. So
Exactly.
and so whether it be Shermer or Bartolone, man, if this is Bartolone's shot, it's a good opportunity for him, right? Like I said, the same thing for Derek Nix. If it's true, which I don't know, and I don't even claim it, it's like I ain't there. I don't know. And I'm not calling nobody to and asking, like, hey man, can you tell me who? I ain't doing all that, because at the end of the day, I saw the last two games. If a change did happen, it didn't look much different, just to be honest. So I'm calling a spade. So what you want to see, regardless who, I don't care if Bucky call it this week. It just needs to be better. And I think that's what the overarching thing is. It's a team effort. The team wins together, they lose together. That team has allowed 50 points the last 2 weeks, and that's just got to stop. And that's the long and the short of it, no matter who's calling the plays.
And I was about to say, guess what, Duke?
And hold on a second, Chico. We sit here talking about the offense. The offense didn't allow 100 points.
That's what I was about to say. It wasn't Bartolone or Shermer on the defensive side. What are you gonna do about that?
And what I'm saying is, it's almost like, I don't know if you remember when they Sarkisian, when they asked Sarkisian about the offense, and he said only the defense and the special teams. And Colin Simmons, the lead player for Texas, said, "No, we all did that." That's the point I was getting at. Like,
hey, man, heard your point loud and clear.
Okay, but you're right too. Yeah, that was the defense. So hopefully, because you saw the time of possession go up, but it didn't affect the final score. So hopefully, you can do things, play complementary football, sustain drives, give the defense, don't put the defense in positions and then the defense can't give up that many points in such little time. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's misleading about that time of possession. There's those big plays, those quick strikes from Arizona. And the defense did make that much of an improvement. They gave up touchdown on the second play at Utah. They gave up a touchdown on third play in Arizona. So maybe we can push that back to later even further.
I want to flip it the other way, Chico, the controllables. I want to talk about Colorado's drive that was sustained time of possession. 17 play drive, 70 yards, 7 minutes off the game clock for 7 points. Do that. And then it doesn't matter how dynamic this freshman quarterback is, he ain't on the field.
Yeah, do that.
That's right.
That's half a quarter that you had the ball. Do that each quarter, and can't nobody beat you.
Yeah.
Man, y'all put a do that in the chat. Do that.
Do that.
Do that, man. Speaking of do that, man. RIP to Young Bleed, man.
Yeah, man.
Party
Young
on.
Bleed.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
that was
I
tough.
know.
The report is had an aneurysm, last week and then recovered from it. Passed yesterday. Shout out to Young Bleed, No Limit Soldier.
Man,
Yes,
that's
indeed.
tough.
Party
Bro.
on. Damn.
About 50
Yeah,
years old, right there
he
somewhere.
Yeah, man.
51. He was able to get that last performance in though with P. I know I saw a clip on it with P when he was bouncing in P's face. I know P looking back on that like, man, I wish I could have just embraced him one more time. I wish I could have bounced with him and felt the same energy or something. It's always something you look back and say, damn, I wish. I wish. So
That's why I be trying to tell you,
prayers
Chico, and
up to his family.
I give you your flowers because I don't know when I'm gonna see you. And then when you hear all you do is want to turn invisible and slap me.
And then at the end, I would give you a bro hug and a pound and the fist bump, all of that stuff too.
And then
That's
a
for
bit of the
love.
belly because it's intimate.
That comes as soon as I see you. You got to get it. That's like an order. I'm showing up like Grubhub or DoorDash for you. You feel me? I'm dropping that off to you.
Because it's intimate.
It is in the definition of the word.
A headlock ain't intimate enough, Dukes. He want belly to belly.
Yeah. You know what? A headlock. The old school headlock. You remember those?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That ain't intimate enough for you. I'm on the side. You want to be belly to belly.
Well,
Somebody ever put you in a headlock and just take you around the neighborhood? Look, I got him, y'all.
That boy love to tussle, boy.
That's
A little tussler.
Not in the not in the form that y'all like to put it in, but yeah, I
don't know what form. I know.
Chico, just love to wrestle.
Chico, elementary school, I got in a fight on the bus on the way home, not going to school, just after school. And it ended up being more tussling than it was punch flowing. Because, the bus driver trying to drive, y'all sit down. So something happened where I got Bill pinned down on the seat. Shout out to Bill. Bill, I ain't gonna tell him where Bill at. And so I sat on his head. And the bus driver looked in the mirror and she said, sit on his ass the whole way to the bus stop. Don't let him up.
You sat on his head, but y'all talking about me. Come on now, dog. Come on, y'all better get on Uncle Neely on this, man. Do what you think, dude.
I was following orders.
He sat on his head.
She said, don't let him up.
I ain't gonna lie, that's what they used to say about the big people. Anybody bigger than somebody in the class, you better stop before he sit on you. Like,
and then what the kicker was, the first stop wasn't his stop. She just put his ass off the bus. And he was like, "This ain't my stop. You get your ass off my bus."
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
What grade y'all was in, bro?
I'm glad I never had to ride the bus. They was in ninth grade,
like 4th and 5th, something like that.
He's in 9th grade.
I said
grown as
elementary.
rusty. Oh, elementary. Okay, I thought you was a grown
Chico
rusty.
stupid, bro. Chico be a friend. That's one of those.
No,
slick
because
Chicos.
Chico was 9th grade age in elementary school, so that's Chico go by the class he's supposed to have been with, not the one he was with. Chico, what grade you in? 9th. Boy, you in the 3rd. Oh, it's right, 3rd. Why you think that name Big Chico? Show your 3rd grade class pictures, Chico. I bet you a foot taller than everybody because you was in the 9th grade.
Hey, that's what I told my daughter. Man. My daughter, I take her to the little trick or treat thing. Come to find out, she taller than all her damn classmates. I'm like, damn, what's going on? Like, listen, you don't need to be the loudest one. You're already the biggest one. All right, so don't be walking around here being the loudest one. You towering over these girls. I didn't know that.
And when you
like,
said that
advice,
you said that advice, did it ring in your head? You're like, damn, that's what they told me too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Did I listen? I don't know, but I want her to listen. Right? Yeah. You want better for your kids. You want your kids to do better than what you did, right?
Do not recommend nothing I did as a youth to my son, bro. Zero.
Nate,
He's so opposite of me. 1000%. I'm so glad about that.
At all.
That man ain't never been suspended, never been no detention.
So you had been suspended at this point in your life? At that point?
What? Man,
Hey, Chico.
by the time I was in 6th grade, I had been suspended at no less than 13 times.
Hey, well, I don't know about that number total, Deuce. You got me there, but I've been suspended at every level. But my mama ain't never know that because I got up and went to school anyway.
That's funny.
I just didn't go to school. I got up and went to that bus stop though.
Right. That was smart though. They didn't call back in the day. They used to call back in the day. You had to go home and sit by the phone.
No, they do none of that stuff. You could forge letters for your parents.
Yeah.
I got suspended for that. They my handwriting was so bad. They said it ain't no way he did this. They that's how bad my handwriting was. They was like, oh, he ain't do this. Somebody else did this. Who did this for you?
But see, we were smart enough for consistency, Dukes.
Right.
So I would pick like the beginning of the year. Sherry Lewis, shout out to Sherry. I say, Sherry, you gonna be my mama this year? That way the signature be the same.
Oh, yeah.
Every note that go home, Sherry, you signed it.
Man, God bless her, man. My mama always taught. So from elementary school and middle school, she taught at the high school that was in that cluster. So she taught at
Creekside. They called her directly.
Oh, what, man? She was pulling up less than 5 minutes, man. But you can't do nothing when you're like, nah, he did it. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, I got whooped at school, or, you know, by the time, or she couldn't leave school. If she couldn't leave school, I had to catch the bus over to her school. So it was always a problem. But that's what I like about my son, because he doesn't like the consequence. I ain't like the consequence, but in the moment, I think you just
rolling. I think you was rolling with the wrong crowd too, Duke. I think you one of those right there. You was like, or either you had a bunch of guys rolling with you.
No, man, I just had a bad temper, and I just had a bad temper when I was little.
Oh,
had
okay. I can see it. I can see it.
Had.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think the most I
did was in school suspension, and that was torture for me, dog. I was like, hell,
we didn't even count ISS, bro. That was we going another
ticket. Y'all do? Y'all put me in here because I'm tardy? That's like going to jail for a speeding ticket or parking ticket. Like, I'm up in here and I'm getting treated like, nah, dog. Come on, Mr. Foster. Come on.
Yeah, the ISS teacher, usually the ISS teacher back then, they'll be trying to get through to you. So, you know, they be like, little brother, you got something on it. So it's usually you and somebody else. So first and foremost, if you ain't get sent home out of school suspension, you in there with who you got to fighting with. So by the time at elementary school, y'all be friends by the end of the day, and they don't realize they done got somebody else jumped. So he's like, y'all done left us in here together. We done jumped somebody. Like, yeah.
Man, they said ISS teachers usually football coach. Mine was the exact opposite. He was a big guy, but he was a referee. And if anybody knows, and he was the guy that worked at the city that did the licenses, like the driver license where you go get your license renewed. So he was a real strict guy. You know, pants tucked in, belt on every day, slacks, hard bottom shoes, haircut perfect every day. You know, a referee type guy. You know what I mean? Didn't joke. He didn't smile. None of that. The type of stuff I could do when I walk in the classroom. Hey, teacher, you know, go sit down. But you don't want to see me talk. Go sit down. You don't want to hear no joke. Go sit down. None of that. Got time for you today, Chico. Go sit down. You ain't finna mess up ISS today.
No, for real. I mean,
you ain't crack a smile.
It just still blows my mind, dog. And no disrespect to moms or pops, it just blows my mind that your real name is Chico. Like, I just knew when I first, I just knew Chico was a nickname, man. This is
you know what? See, that could never bother me because I've heard it forever. I thought for a while my name was Chico. Is that your real name?
Oh,
you know, because that's what they'll say every time. What's your name, Chico? Is that your real name? Like, damn, that's not my last name. Chico, is that your real name? But yeah,
when you just quoted your teacher calling you Chico, I just shook my head like, man, that's that joker real name, man.
The real name, dog. It was only one teacher that didn't call me that because she thought it was Chica and she thought it was a girl name. That's for girls. Chica is for girls. I said, no, it's Chico. Nah, I'm not gonna call you that. I'm gonna call you Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, I got called by my last name because my first two names so common, so I feel you there.
Yeah.
It was 50 Chris's in every room in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
Said my full black name is Chico
Flavius.
Quavius. That's a black name right there, boy.
King on the throne is crazy. Everybody say he finna go to the midget wrestling down the street out the blue. I said, this boy here, he tripped every day on here. He's an MVP because y'all sometimes I know y'all see me laughing. It's usually him, bro. He always say something crazy, just out the blue. We was talking about Colorado football. He said, yeah, I might go to midget wrestling down the street this weekend. I was like, this boy is stupid.
Well, I got some wrestling to do, not with the midgets though. You know what I mean?
It's about to be tied up.
Got to get up out of here and go do some things. Actually, I'm getting ready to.
I am not that type of person. I have been delivered.
I'm not gonna say that. I'll keep that, y'all. I'm gonna keep that to myself. You've been what, Dukes?
I've been delivered from I ain't been delivered.
Like, hold up, rewind. What you just say?
Hey, Paul.
I like a woman's.
I like women's now.
Yeah, no. I am not aggressive.
I'm not a fighter.
I'm not violent. Woo. Not non-violent person. For sure. Man, nah, niggas shooting. I mean, people's shooting, boy. Like, my bad.
All right, man. Y'all know
ain't nobody wearing no ass whooping no more. You getting shot.
Hey, Dukes, we one more from having to have that ticket that go across the screen. The Pins Express or other hosts are not but
absolutely.
You had a hell of October. Now you rolling right into Ninja November.
Wow, my bad. That one came out natural. Like, my bad. But it's the truth though.
Welcome to Ninja November.
Ain't nobody fighting and wearing no ass whipping now, bro.
I love it. I love it when Chico slips up though.
Why?
He try to hide his. You just keep rolling.
Oh yeah.
Somebody said Chico read the super chat. There's one super chat.
You said from yesterday.
Oh, from yesterday. Oh, they were questions. Oh, damn.
Oh yeah, that was the one about the changes or something. I think it was a long one.
I think we might have answered that.
I thought we did too.
Yeah,
I thought we did too. You because when you read it, you said we're gonna save it, and then we went on and did it.
Mm-hmm. And then we answered it today too with all the things we covered. So it should have been the answer. If you got a question, put it in there right now. But we might not get to it because we're gonna be on here for another 30 more seconds, and then get up and out of this thing. You know what I mean? Anything y'all want to add? Anything else? Unc and Dukes?
I still want to know what you're doing with your extra hour, but I can't get no straight answer.
Oh, you know what? I think Brian Morgan, we had his manager on AC. I think they got the open gym today where they do the workout before the fight. So if anybody's on Instagram, go follow Brian Morgan and AC, both friends of the show.
Okay. All right, we're
That's
gonna
be
go
a big
now.
Hey, Brian Norman gonna win, bro.
Hey, we hope so. Because AC training him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going for AC. We're going for AC and Brian Norman.
Brian Norman. Nikisha said she gonna ask that question today.
She just want to know when I'm coming over there. Just hold your horses, baby. I'm coming.
She said you the horse.
Thank y'all for coming. I have a wonderful day. This has been another episode of The Morning Run right here on the Pregame Network. Follow us on all social media platforms. Uncle Neely, Dukes the Scoop, and Big Dog Chico. Let's see what Unc has to say.
Chico, I was wondering, do you have an emergency in the show button? Because the thing is, one of these days you're gonna be flirting with Keisha in love, and them Ty twins gonna overhit you. You're gonna get jumped on live, and I want you to make sure you get in the show.
You gotta stop putting my twins on blast. You know what I mean?
Y'all missed that day. A hand came in the screen and handed him a plate. Y'all missed that day.
Oh, what?
Y'all remember that?
I seen a hand come in and hand him a plate.
That was just me doing like this. I did like this to myself.
Yeah, I know. You remember when they used to do like the little hug thing? Well, I know Chico wore that out back in the day.
The what?
The hug thing.
Look like
where
you hugging yourself, but you paint your fingernails and make like somebody hugging you.
Chico painted fingernails and made it like somebody was hugging.
Never did that. Never did that. I don't even know what that is, dog.
That's funny.
Like this? What?
Yeah, self hug with the back to the camera.
And be like kissing like like you kissing somebody. Oh,
I know you wore that one out, boy.
no, my arms they get around my big back. Like my daughter say, big back, big back. Just a little. So.
She call you big back.
No comment. Let's just go to the next one. Hey, we're gonna get up out of here, man.
Speaking of back and 6'7", you still owe me 10 push-ups, by the way.
I got him in. That's why I'm getting bulk.
Okay.
You ever see those kangaroos when they pose like this?
Somebody said that was. Hey, but you said somebody in the chat said that was a strong ass hand that gave Chico that plate.
Hey, them kangaroos be flexing, boy.
You like, shit, I'm going the other way, dog. What? You got to shoot them. Oh, real quick before we go. I watched last night. I was going to send it to you. I don't know how I did. But you know we saw the video of the monkeys, right? Escaping in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Well, one monkey got in the backyard of the wrong black woman. You saw that? And she popped it.
I started to send it to you. Hey, when got me, Chico, they doing all these kind of news reports like she's some kind of hero and stopped a terrorist attack or something. You know?
Yeah. She like, nah, it was gonna be that monkey on my baby and shit. It was no question. I shot it.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. That's a Mississippi mama right there, Southern mama right there. I can see that happening across the South.
Then there was a guy. I think it was 3 that was still out there. So a black lady got one and a black dude got one. He was driving home from work and it ran across the road, and he was near his house, right? So they went up to the house, got their gun, came back, and they went looking in the woods for him.
Wow, it got him.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man.
So one long monkey out there, one Mississippi monkey left.
One Mississippi monkey.
He
like that escapee, right? Of the Louisiana jail.
That monkey
gonna be in Atlanta in the basement somewhere, smoking weed and selling meat.
Man,
and coaching Little League football, cussing at him.
Shout out to Larry O, man. Oh man,
my gosh.
Coach O go viral every year, man. That's my partner, man. We were like, oh my god, man. That's funny.
But he was going in, Dukes.
Man, you got to see the one when he told the boy, man, you want some snacks? We'll take your fat. Well, I can't say it on here, bro. Yeah, but yeah. Shout out to Larry O, Langston Hughes. Shout out to Coach Step. Shout out to Batman. That's what I was saying. You saw Batman. I don't know if you saw that video. That was Batman in the cut. That's Batman in the O team. Coach Step. Coach Step coach for that team too. They
shout out to my cousin who's in Georgia, and they just won, I think, 4th straight championship or something. I got to look it up, but he's at a middle school in Georgia. They're doing their thing out there. Powerhouse middle school, winning a lot of football games. I think it's near Camp Creek. I can't call the name right now, but I'll do that next show.
No, Camp Creek, probably in Atlanta somewhere. They don't have the middle school football in Fulton.
Okay, I have to look them up.
I don't know why, but we had everything else. Yeah, shout out Doug Ace 100. Yeah, shout out to Drico. Drico went to Riverdale and Middle Tennessee State.
I used to take that Camp Creek exit to go get some cat.
Yep, that's a lot of it over there. A lot of that.
No,
so
I don't know what y'all talking about.
I'm sure.
You know what? That's a lie. Because I accidentally ran into something. I had to turn it down. I was like, damn, is that easy? I'm trying to go in the store and get a water.
She was like, no, get that away from me.
Don't play with me.
Hey, dudes.
No,
they would get Chico on first 48 and don't even ask them. They just sit down.
Yeah, they sit down and just look.
Yeah, in about 2 minutes. Well, let me go ahead and tell y'all.
Well, it started when I was.
I'll tell you, but
That man cut himself off and said that's a lie. He called himself a lie.
North Clayton Middle School.
Yeah, the Clayton for
North
sure.
Clayton.
Shout out North Clayton.
Yeah.
They lot. You know what? And a lot of their talent usually gets poached, so you're gonna see it all over the city. A lot of, but now they rebuilt. They got like the older school on the south side. So, and for anybody from the city, y'all hear this? I did call North Clayton the south side for sure. College Park, yeah, it is.
CP representing.
Yeah, you know it's a big thing where we from because North Clayton is Clayton County, but it's in College Park. But there's a part of College Park that's in Clayton County. But people from College Park, like proper quote unquote, oh, they ain't real College Park, but they are, bro. Matter of fact, they the only they jerseys say College Park. They got an alternate jersey that say that. So and shout out to Jay Money, man. They got a really good quarterback, 4-star Justin Murphy, little nephew. Shout out to Jay Money.
Jay Money,
yeah.
Still getting money.
First name, last name.
First name, last name.
Yeah.
Glad he pulled through that situation he had a couple years ago.
Yeah. Hey, Jay Money had 50 situations, man.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna put this out there because I watched an interview on 85 South, and they had Moby Dick and KLC Beats by the Pound on there. And Moby Dick follows me on Instagram, so I'm gonna reach out to him and see if he come on the show because we got some questions for him, dog. Moby D is what Master P called him. Moby D. He never say the other part. He said Moby D. So I see Duke laugh for no reason. So I'm gonna reach out to Moby D, and see if he come on the show. I got some questions for him, dog, because he had some hooks, man, on the No Limit, and some beats and stuff. So bring him on here, dog, and see if we can talk some old school stuff. And he's a frat too. He's Omega, so I want to see how did that happen. Go from being a No Limit soldier to being a Q dog, That's all. Anyways, we're gonna land the damn plane right now. These two guys so silly, dog. Let me just boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate
Master P called him Moby. I just called him Dick. Dick follow me. I'm a DM Dick.
That was so silly, dog. It make no sense, man.
My bad, bro. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say one word,
man. Y'all silly for no reason.
He said enough. We didn't have to say nothing. Just let him talk.
You got to think about what you still
I'm going to slide him over Dick DM. I'm going to give it Dick. Get Dick to come on here.
Oh, man. I ain't say that. I ain't say what, Chico? I ain't say nothing, Chico.
You got to say that, dog. You got to say that. All right.
I ain't say nothing.
Can we get off? Can we leave? Can we end the show? I've been trying to. Y'all been interrupting me. I'm going to try to do it one more time. All right. Like put his serious face on, but it's not
serious. Shout out to Matt now, man.
I go. Go ahead.
My cousin Marcus Book was out there, Matt. Now big book.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we come to the point of the show where we're going to end this thing and land this plane. Easy. That was a bar that I didn't intend for, but y'all know how I do it. Shout out to the pregame network, Uncle Nicky, Dukes the Scoop, and Big Dog Chico. We gonna get up and up out of here, man. Y'all too silly. Put your shockers in the sky. Matter of fact, forget that. Put your rebel damn flags up.
Chico, you got a super chat.
Got a super chat just came through. Maybe it was from my dog. No, it's not from my brother Johnson. Chico would be a great host MC for comedy shows. Okay, all right. I always wanted to do that, but I never thought I could be funny. But I felt like I could host the show. And then, fun fact, I went to the DC Young Fly show here in Hawaii, and they had the worst host in the world up there. I almost ran up on stage, Dukes, and said, dog, if I just read off the card, it'll be funnier than what you saying, dog. Like, how you get a job? So maybe that might be in my future, man. All right. Might go host the show. Get booed off stage.
I just want to point out the first time you tried to end the show was 10 minutes ago.
That's right. How many times I've been interrupted?
Moby Dick.
You know, so if hey, that's all, you know, they'd be like stretch, stretch, stretch. You know, like, yeah, put Chico in that spot. He could do that. All right. Thank y'all for coming out. Y'all have a great day. This has been
Be a stretch,
another episode of the Morning Run. I'm going.
Put Chico on this spot. He'll stretch.
You'll stretch you out too. Pause. Peace and cookies. Shaka. Put your flags in the sky high. That's right. Rebel Damn Radio. Unbelievable.